NCAA March Madness is finally here. It's the best time of the year. It's time to see all the upsets and see who's going to actually make a run and cut down the nets in Arizona. I'm Jayden Knows Hoops with TWSN, and I'm here to help you out with your brackets and give you some overrated teams that I think won't make a run in the tournament. The first team on our list is the Kansas Jayhawks. This is one team I would definitely stay away from when filling out my brackets because I believe they will go out in the first round to a high-scoring Stanford team that is healthier than Kansas. Kansas may blind you with their veteran leadership in Hunter Dickinson, DeJuan Harris, and Kevin McCullough, but they're too up and down of a basketball team. And as in recent news, we found out that Kevin McCullough missed the whole NCAA tournament, which puts a dent in Kansas's ability to possess another wing scorer to go alongside their freshman stud in Johnny Furphy. Kansas as a team has shown flashes of being able to close big games, just not at a consistent level. I really get fearful of their ability to break through in late game situations come March because of their inability to score down the stretch. This comes from their recent losses against BYU and Baylor at the tail end of the regular season. I also don't like how teams can gap and sag off their point guard and DeJuan Harris most of the time because of his inability to shoot from deep. This is a major problem because it allows for teams to frequently pack the paint on Hunter Dickinson and eliminate some of his post-entry feats. My next team are the Arizona Wildcats. Don't let Arizona's rolling of the Pac-12 fool you. The Pac-12 is extremely weak this year, and Arizona was able to blaze through it with their deep roster because they haven't been completely challenged. They have absolutely eviscerated teams such as UCLA, Oregon, Washington, and Arizona State. In games that have been close this year, I've seen Caleb Love take terrible shots and make poor decisions that have either put them in harm's way or even cost them the game. For instance, their loss against FAU in Las Vegas earlier this season had gone into double overtime when the Wildcats had so many different chances to win that game and they didn't. When teams actually possess decent rosters such as FAU or Washington State that can match up and compete with them, they are liable to cost themselves with late-game turnovers. Aside from that, Arizona is a top 5 team in the country in rebounding, assists, scoring, and field goal percentage, which are all key ingredients to a team that can cut down the nets. But due to the Pac-12 being so weak, I wouldn't trust them against teams that have played in more Quad 1 games this season. I even have them being upset by Long Beach State in the opening round because I don't think Arizona can handle a team that is fighting for their coach's job and are currently rolling. Next up are the Purdue Boilermakers. After coming off an embarrassing opening round tourney loss against a 16-seed FDU, Purdue has responded tremendously with a 29-4 record this year. Their guards Fletcher Loyer and Braden Smith have stepped up their play this season, and alongside Zach Edey, the Purdue Boilermakers look like a complete team. I do think you still can't trust them when it comes time for this tournament, actually, because of their previous losses to North Texas, St. Peter's, and FDU in their previous tournament trips. In their 4 losses this season, I've seen them try to force-feed the ball into Zach Edey way too much, which has led to numerous unforced turnovers in critical situations. Whenever a team can sit on his left shoulder and send a quick double, he can't really score or make the right pass out. Their offense being predicated around Edey is what will plague them this tournament because it has taken shots away from their guards who need to feel confident and empowered of taking those big shots to complement Edey. Even though they do have a favorable field in the Midwest region, I can see them losing in their second round matchup to a TCU or even getting upset in the Sweet 16 by a hot McNeese State team coached by former LSU coach Will Wade. Last but certainly not least, Tennessee makes the cut as well. Tennessee has arguably the best player in the country in Dalton Connect, so they do have a chance to make a deep run in the tournament. But from watching their games this year, the Volunteers seem to struggle when he doesn't have it going on the offensive end. Their team is capable of hitting threes because of Vescovy, Ziegler, Meshack, and James, even Gainey at times as well, but they only shoot around 34% from 3 as a team. Connect is leading in this department as he's shooting 40.2% from 3, and the next closest is Meshack with 38.7% from 3 on only 30-plus three-pointer attempted on the year, which goes to show you how the other Volunteer guards are streaky from behind the arc. In March, you have to be able to shoot. You can't always out-physical your opponent and keep games in the 50s and 60s or be dragged by one elite scorer. Even though the Vols average 80 points per game, 20 of those are coming from Connect. With how inconsistent they are as shooters, I don't see this team making a push to the Final Four or even past the second weekend, especially if they got embarrassed by Mississippi State in the SEC tournament. They are matched up with a former tournament Cinderella in St. Peter's, who has beaten the team in Kentucky and Purdue a couple of seasons ago, so nothing is going to come easy in this first-round matchup. Now, with all that being said, this tournament is shaping up to be one of the best ever. As you can tell from the regular season, top 5 teams couldn't even win on the road. Now, it is neutral sites and bigger implications. We're going to see the stars shine and some teams come out of the woodworks to compete and try to go on a run. I'm Jayden Knows Hoops with TWSN. Please give me a subscription and below at J1 Knows Hoops on the YouTube, as well as our TWSN channel, and enjoy the NCAA tournament. Thank you.